Democrats' debt dilemma. With the country's debt continuing to soar and a giant tax and fiscal cliff looming ahead at the end of the year. Okay, so for 6 weeks, Democrats and Republicans have been dogfighting over spending cuts in exchange for any future debt limit increases. But you know what? I have a solution in 6 words. Extend the Bush-Obama tax cuts. That's right. Just extend them. That's what folks really care about. So let's talk. We have 2 distinguished House members, Peter Welch, Democrat from Vermont, Marsha Blackburn, Republican from Tennessee. Thank you, Ms. Blackburn. Marsha Blackburn, let me start with you. I can tell you, with the debt ceiling not going to come around until next February or March, what folks up in Wall Street are worried about is the tax cuts. Will they be extended? And to me, you could really help the economy if you just extended them this summer.
And I completely agree with you. Go ahead and provide the certainty that our constituents are saying that they need, whether they're employers, whether they're small business owners, whether they are individuals who are just saying, let us know what is going to happen with the tax code. And providing that certainty will go a long, long way.
Peter Welch, I don't see, there's no way you all are going to get some big grand design. You are the guy who wanted an independent, clean debt limit, okay? You know what? You may be right. I don't know. We could revisit history. Here's what I know, Peter. The debt limit is not going to come around in a serious way until we're well into next winter. What is coming in a serious way is January 1st, tax rates go up across the board, and I'm calling it the Bush-Obama tax cut because, as you remember, my friend Peter Welch, Obama signed an extension back in December 2010. Why not just go there now? Bipartisan. Do everybody a favor. Just extend the tax cuts.
Well, in my view, it won't work. We do have a debt problem, and I agree with Marsha on that, but I think the only way the math works is to put everything on the table. You know, this budget that the House just passed, the Ryan budget, we increased Pentagon spending. We have to be cutting it, and we have to put revenues on the table, in my view, and work on some spending cuts as well, because there are areas where we can save money, but if you don't have all 3 of those elements, revenues, and that can include cleaning up the tax code, by the way, the Pentagon making a contribution to debt reduction, as well as domestic discretionary, we're not going to get to we're not going to get the budget deficit
You'll never
down.
get a grand design this summer. It's just not going to politically happen. You know that. See, Marsha, here's my point. Give yourself a 90-day or maybe a 6-month extension on the tax cuts. What Mitt Romney is saying, and you know, we're all waiting for a Romney landslide, and the Senate's going to go into Republican hands, and the House is going to stay in Republican hands, and Governor Romney is going to have his own 100-day agenda, and then you all can hash through spending and debt reduction and entitlement reform. But right now, what impacts the economy, investment, and business are these tax cuts, which must be extended for at least 6 months. That's all I'm saying. That's the thing that's right in front of us.
Well, it is right in front of us, and going ahead and extending those tax cuts would be a smart move. But, Larry, I was looking at something from the Bipartisan Policy Center today. They think we may hit this debt ceiling sometime between October and December. And I think that it is incumbent on us to start saying, how much more can we cut, and where can we go about making these spending reductions?
Why don't you say, okay, I'm being very serious here, all right, really. Why don't you say this was the George Bush era tax cuts, President Obama signed onto them, he extended them. All you want to do is a bipartisan extension of the tax cut. You all will get credit for it. In fact, Mr. Obama might even get more credit. You might be saving him for the last few months.
In all candor, we have a disagreement here, but I do not believe extending the tax cuts, particularly at the high end, is going to reduce the debt. I don't think it's going to provide certainty. Certainty comes from Congress getting out of gridlock and being able to pass a transportation bill, keep student interest rates on the Stafford loans at 3.4% instead of doubling them, working together on energy efficiency where that can create jobs in our local local communities. And what is creating uncertainty in this country is the very serious dysfunctional problem that we have in Congress, where we can't find a way to get together.
All right, Ms. Blackburn, I'm out of time. I want to give you a 30-second cap. What are we going to do about all those successful rich people and businesses? Should we just tax them?
Not at all. You know, what we have to realize is so many individuals are organized as sub-S corporations, pass-through entities. They are small business owners. They are the mom and pops. They cannot take additional taxes, an increase in taxes. We do not have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem. Let's get the spending under control and cut it.
I got to get out. All right. I appreciate both of you. We had a little bit of disagreement, including me. I don't know. Just extend the tax cuts. House Member Peter Welch, thank you from Vermont. Marsha Blackburn, Tennessee, as always, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
The really mischievous part of that story is if President Obama made a deal with Speaker John Boehner, they would both benefit politically and America would benefit economically. I'm Larry Kudlow. We'll see you tomorrow evening.